48 is triggering bridge collapse.
Buckle up, folks, because we're about to take a turbocharged trip down memory lane with the top 50 racing games for PS3. From the early days of MotorStorm's chaotic off-road action to the sleek, futuristic speedways of Wipeout HD, this console gave us some of the wildest and most adrenaline-pumping racing experiences ever. And let's not forget about the customization craziness, whether it was decking out your ride in Need for Speed Underground 2 or building your own tracks in Mod Nation Racers. There was always a way to make your ride and your race truly yours. This list is packed with games that let you fulfill your need for speed, whether you're into drifting around tight corners or smashing your way to victory with missiles and mines. So, whether you're a casual cruiser or a hardcore racer, we've got something here for everyone. So grab a controller, rev that engine, and let's get into 50 of the best racing games that PS3 had to offer. Because let's be real, who doesn't love the feeling of leaving their opponents in the dust? Burnout Paradise, 2008. We're starting strong with Burnout Paradise. This one is pure open-world chaos, and that's what makes it so darn fun. You're dropped into Paradise City, and from the moment your tires hit the pavement, you're free to do whatever you want. No strict plot here, just a playground of races, time trials, and stunts scattered across the city. You'll find yourself smashing through billboards, discovering hidden shortcuts, and performing ridiculous jumps, all while racing your way to the top of the driver ranks. The game's got this unique flow where events are seamlessly blended into the world, so you never feel like you're bouncing in and out of menus. Just drive up and boom, you're racing. The gameplay is super fast with tight controls that make every high-speed corner feel exhilarating. But let's be real, the true highlight is the crashes. The slow-mo wrecks are a Burnout trademark, and they look better than ever here, with cars crumpling like soda cans as they flip through the air. The online multiplayer is integrated into the single-player world, which was groundbreaking for its time, allowing you to instantly challenge friends and other racers. Whether you're chasing down a rival or just causing havoc in the city, Burnout Paradise never gets boring thanks to its freedom and chaotic energy. Add in a killer soundtrack and you've got one of the most fun, carefree racing games ever made. It's arcade racing at its finest, with an emphasis on having a blast, whether you're winning or wiping out. Split Second, 2010. Okay, honestly, there's no grand storyline here. Just a fictional reality TV show where racers compete in deadly events with the goal of surviving while everything around them literally blows up. This game is all about mastering not just your driving, but also when to trigger catastrophic events to mess with your opponents. Each race is filled with hazards like collapsing buildings and exploding cars, and you're the one pulling the trigger. The gameplay is fast-paced, and while you're racing through beautifully designed tracks, you're also filling up your power meter to unleash power plays, devastating environmental attacks that can take out rivals or even change the layout of the track itself. Timing these right is key. You can destroy your competitors by triggering a tower to collapse on them or opening a shortcut just for you. It's not just about racing faster, it's about racing smarter. What really makes Split Second stand out is the way the environment interacts with the gameplay. It's like being in the middle of an action movie where every lap is more intense than the last. There's nothing quite like the thrill of outrunning a massive explosion only to use it to wipe out the competition behind you. Every race feels unique, and the dynamic tracks keep you on edge, ensuring you'll never get bored. Midnight Club, Los Angeles, 2008. This one drops you right into the neon-lit, fast-paced world of underground street racing, where the only rule is to win at all costs. Set in a beautifully recreated Los Angeles, the game offers an open-world experience where you're free to roam the streets, customizing your car and challenging rivals on your way to becoming the king of LA's underground racing scene. The gameplay is an exhilarating mix of arcade-style racing with an emphasis on drifting, nitrous-boosted sprints, and high-speed chases through the city's busy streets. The cops? Oh yeah, they're definitely part of the action, and they'll stop at nothing to bust you mid-race. But what truly sets this game apart is the deep car customization options. You can tweak nearly every aspect of your ride, from performance mods like turbochargers and suspension to cosmetic changes like paint jobs and body kits. The attention to detail in both the vehicles and the cityscape is impressive. Whether you're speeding down Hollywood Boulevard or taking shortcuts through LA's side streets, it all feels alive. The multiplayer is also a blast, letting you challenge other players in a seamless online experience. Midnight Club. Los Angeles is the perfect blend of street racing and open-world exploration, with endless customization options to make every race feel fresh and personal. Need for Speed Most Wanted, 2012. NFS Most Wanted from 2012 is all about the thrill of the chase. You're dropped into Fairhaven, an open-world city where the ultimate goal is to climb the ranks of the Most Wanted list by winning races and outrunning the law. The gameplay is classic Need for Speed, fast cars, tight controls, and a lot of police heat on your tail. The open-world setting lets you explore the city at your leisure, with events scattered around that you can jump into at any moment. What makes the game stand out is how well it handles the police chases. Once the cops are on you, the tension ramps up as you dodge roadblocks, spike strips, and helicopters, all while trying to outmaneuver aggressive AI. And trust me, these cops do not mess around. You'll need to make split-second decisions, ducking into alleyways, smashing through billboards, and using every shortcut you can find to stay ahead of the law. The game's autolog system keeps track of your friends' best times and scores, so you're constantly competing, even when you're playing solo. Most Wanted also features a diverse lineup of cars, from exotic supercars to muscle machines, all of which you can find hidden in the city, ready to be claimed. This game is a high-speed thrill ride from start to finish, with the police chases adding a level of intensity that sets it apart from other racers. Gran Turismo 5, 2010. Moving on to a game that is the epitome of car simulation on the PS3. It gives you a jaw-dropping level of detail and realism for car enthusiasts. Just a pure, unadulterated focus on racing and perfecting your driving skills across a variety of tracks and conditions. With over 1,000 meticulously detailed cars, from everyday street vehicles to legendary race cars, this game gives you the chance to drive practically anything you can imagine. The gameplay is all about precision. You'll need to master everything from cornering and braking to tire wear and fuel management if you want to succeed. Unlike arcade racers, this is a game that demands patience and skill, rewarding players who take the time to learn each car's quirks and each track's intricacies. The single-player career mode is packed with events ranging from amateur to professional races, and each victory helps you unlock more cars and upgrades. But where Gran Turismo 5 really shines is in its online multiplayer and custom race modes. The online community was massive at its peak, offering everything from casual races to full-blown tournaments. The level of customization extends to how you want your cars to perform, with tuning options that allow for deep personalization. If you love cars and want the closest thing to real-world driving, Gran Turismo 5 is still one of the best racing experiences you can have on the PS3. Pure, 2008. This is the kind of game that puts a grin on your face from the moment you hit your first jump. This ATV racer isn't about realistic physics or deep narratives. It's all about performing insane stunts and speeding through gorgeous off-road tracks. You start off by building your own custom ATV, piecing together everything from the chassis to the engine, which gives you a solid connection to your ride before you even hit the track. The gameplay is a mix of high-speed racing and trick-based stunts. Every race is filled with massive jumps that give you the perfect opportunity to pull off flips, spins, and other ridiculous maneuvers. The bigger the stunt, the more boost you earn, which can give you a crucial edge over your opponents. Timing is everything. Nail your stunts and you'll be flying past the competition, but mess up and you'll be eating dirt. The game's environments are beautifully designed, with sprawling landscapes that make each race feel epic in scale. From canyons to forests, each track is filled with natural obstacles that keep you on your toes. The sense of speed, combined with the satisfying stunt system, makes Pure a blast to play, whether you're going for first place or just trying to pull off the craziest trick you can. It's one of those games that doesn't take itself too seriously but offers endless fun in return. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, 2010. All right, now next in line we have Need for Speed's Hot Pursuit, that puts you right in the middle of an adrenaline-pumping cat-and-mouse game between street racers and the cops. What sets this game apart is that you can play as both the illegal racer looking to outwit the authorities, or the cop tasked with taking down the speed demons. The game is set in the fictional Seacrest County, which offers a mix of highways, back roads, and scenic landscapes perfect for high-speed chases. The gameplay is a high-octane blend of traditional racing and tactical pursuits. with both sides equipped with gadgets to up the stakes. As a racer, you'll have tools like EMPs and jammers to throw the cops off your tail, while playing as the cops gives you access to roadblocks, spike strips, and even helicopter support to bring racers to justice. The dual role dynamic keeps things fresh, as you're constantly switching between chasing and being chased. What really makes Hot Pursuit stand out is its autolog feature, which tracks your friends' scores and records, turning every event into a competitive leaderboard challenge. The sense of speed is incredible, and every high-speed takedown feels rewarding, whether you're racing to escape or busting a notorious speedster. With an awesome lineup of supercars, tight controls, and jaw-dropping environments, this game keeps your heart pounding from start to finish. It's a perfect blend of speed, strategy, and thrills that will have you coming back for more high-speed showdowns. Dirt 3, 2011. Our next game is a masterclass in rally racing, delivering an off-road experience that's not only fast and furious, but also technically demanding. The game doesn't waste much time with a story. It's all about racing on the edge across a wide variety of terrains and weather conditions. You'll be behind the wheel of some of the most powerful rally cars, tackling everything from muddy trails to snow-covered mountains, and even throwing down in gymkhana events where precision and flair take center stage. The gameplay is smooth, with an emphasis on control and finesse. Every terrain feels different. Sand will make your car slide, while snow and ice require careful, calculated movements to avoid spinning out. Gymkhana, a new addition to the series, lets you show off your skills by drifting, jumping, and performing stunts in arenas designed for trick-based competitions. The career mode is packed with events that range from traditional point-to-point races to chaotic multi-car rallies, giving you plenty of variety as you progress. What sets Dirt 3 apart from other racers is the realistic physics and dynamic weather, which force you to constantly adapt your driving style. One minute you're powering through a dirt track under the blazing sun, and the next, you're navigating a slippery asphalt road during a torrential downpour. The game is visually stunning, with environments that make you feel like you're racing in real-world locations, and the audio design captures the roar of engines and crunch of gravel with impressive detail. Driver, San Francisco, 2011. We love this one because this one brings quite the twist to the racing genre with its shift mechanic, which lets you hop between cars in the middle of a race or mission. The plot follows John Tanner, a cop chasing down the criminal Jericho, but the real fun comes from the ability to jump into any vehicle at any time. This makes the gameplay feel fresh and unpredictable. Whether you're chasing down a suspect or trying to win a race, you can always shift into a different car to gain an edge. The driving mechanics themselves are tight and responsive, giving you a real sense of speed as you tear through the streets of San Francisco. What sets Driver San Francisco apart from other racers is how it blends action, strategy, and high-speed chases with a truly unique gameplay mechanic. The city is beautifully recreated, and there's a wide variety of missions and races to keep you busy. Plus, the ability to shift into different vehicles adds a level of creativity to how you approach each mission. It's a game that doesn't just rely on speed, but also lets you think outside the box, making it one of the most unique racing games on the PS3. Blur, 2010. Blur takes the high-speed thrills of an arcade racer and mixes it with combat elements that make every race feel like a chaotic battle on wheels. There's no story to bog things down here. It's all about getting behind the wheel of a powerful car and blasting your way to the finish line. The gameplay revolves around collecting power-ups scattered across the track, which can be used to attack opponents, defend yourself, or gain a speed boost. You'll be dodging rockets, dropping mines, and activating shields as you weave through traffic at breakneck speeds. The controls are tight and responsive, making the races fast-paced and frenetic, but the real hook is the power-up system. It adds a layer of strategy to the game. Do you use your power-up to take out a rival or save it to defend against an incoming attack? The tracks are diverse, ranging from city streets to off-road courses, and each one is filled with shortcuts and hazards that can be used to your advantage. What sets Blur apart from other racers is the way it seamlessly blends traditional racing mechanics with combat elements. It feels like Mario Kart for grown-ups, with slick visuals, a gritty atmosphere, and high-speed action that keeps you on your toes. The multiplayer is where Blur really shines, allowing you to take the chaotic races online and compete against friends or random players. Every race is an all-out brawl, and with up to 20 cars on the track at once, things get hectic fast. Whether you're racing for first place or just trying to survive the onslaught of attacks, Blur is pure arcade racing madness. MotorStorm, 2006. This one throws you headfirst into the wild world of off-road racing, where the terrain is just as much your enemy as the other racers. Set in the rugged Monument Valley, this game has you racing through deserts, canyons, and mud-filled tracks in a variety of vehicles, from motorcycles to massive trucks. The gameplay is all about chaos and survival. Each vehicle type has its strengths and weaknesses. Motorcycles are fast but fragile, while big rigs can plow through anything but are slow and cumbersome. The tracks are designed to be unpredictable, with mudslides, rock falls, and other hazards that can change the race in an instant. You'll need quick reflexes and sharp instincts to navigate the treacherous terrain and avoid wrecking your vehicle. What makes MotorStorm unique is its emphasis on environmental interaction. The tracks degrade as the race goes on, with vehicles carving out grooves in the dirt or splashing through mud, which affects traction and handling. This dynamic terrain adds a level of unpredictability to every race, keeping you on your toes as conditions change lap by lap. The visuals are stunning, with detailed environments and vehicles that look great even after they've been covered in dirt and mud. MotorStorm is all about intense, no-holds-barred racing, where victory goes to the toughest, not just the fastest. MotorStorm Pacific Rift, 2008. This game takes the off-road madness of the original and transports it to a tropical island where the stakes are even higher. Think lush jungles, active volcanoes, and pristine beaches, but don't get too distracted by the scenery because the races are as cutthroat as ever. You'll be driving everything from ATVs to monster trucks, and each vehicle handles differently depending on the terrain. The gameplay amps up the intensity by introducing environmental hazards. Lava flows that can overheat your engine, water that cools it down, and plenty of cliffs to fly off if you're not paying attention. What sets Pacific Rift apart from the original is its dynamic environments, where every race feels like a wild adventure. Plus, the tracks are gorgeous, giving you a real sense of being in the heart of a tropical paradise. Well, if paradise involved slamming into other vehicles at 100 miles per hour, the multiplayer is also a blast, with split-screen action that'll have you and your friends laughing and cursing at each other as you battle for first place. It's chaotic, it's fun, and it's MotorStorm on steroids. F1 2012. If you're a Formula One fan, F1 2012 is where it's at. Just you, a super fast car, and some of the most iconic tracks in racing history. The gameplay is all about precision, and if you're not careful with your tires, fuel, or pit stops, you're toast. What makes this game stand out is how real everything feels. The cars handle like a dream, or a nightmare if you don't know what you're doing, and the weather system adds a whole new level of stress when rain hits mid-race. You'll feel like a true F1 driver, battling it out in career mode or just hitting the track for a quick race. Plus, the Young Driver Test mode helps newbies get the hang of the tricky mechanics. If you love your racing realistic, F1 2012 has got you covered. There's also a sweet multiplayer mode where you can race against your friends and see who's got the best racing chops. The attention to detail in this game is unmatched, from the car physics to the track environments, making it a must-play for anyone looking to experience the thrill of Formula One racing. Colin McRae, Dirt, 2007. If rally racing is more your style, Colin McRae, Dirt brings the off-road action straight to your console. The gameplay is all about mastering the art of drifting, cornering, and throttle control as you tear through dirt, gravel, mud, and even snow. The way the cars handle in this game is super satisfying, especially when you nail a perfect drift around a tight corner. What really sets Dirt apart is the variety of events you can take part in, from traditional rally stages to more extreme hill climbs and off-road races. Each one feels like its own beast, requiring you to adapt to the terrain and conditions. The standout feature here is the realistic handling of the cars and how the environment impacts your driving. You'll feel every bump, slide, and turn as you race through these beautifully designed stages. Whether you're gunning for the best time in a solo rally or competing in multiplayer modes, Colin McRae, Dirt delivers a solid rally experience that's challenging, rewarding, and packed with off-road thrills. Sonic and Sega Allstars Racing, 2010. If you're into kart racers but want something with a bit more Sega flair, Sonic and Sega Allstars Racing is your jam. There's no deep plot here, just a bunch of iconic Sega characters like Sonic, Dr. Eggman, and AI from Super Monkey Ball, racing through vibrant, nostalgia-packed tracks. The gameplay is your classic arcade kart racing formula: speed boosts, drifting, and wacky power-ups that let you take down your opponents in style. But what makes Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing a blast is the All-Star moves, which are unique abilities each character can use to gain a massive advantage. Sonic turns into Supersonic, zooming through the competition, while others unleash attacks that can change the course of the race. The multiplayer mode is where the real fun begins. Grab some friends and get ready for some chaotic, fast-paced racing action. With its colorful graphics, zany characters, and fast-paced gameplay, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing is a love letter to Sega fans and kart racing enthusiasts alike. It's a fun, frantic, and family-friendly racer that never takes itself too seriously but still delivers on all fronts. F1 2013. Formula One fans, buckle up. F1 2013 takes everything you love about the sport and cranks it up. The career mode is where the action's at, letting you race your way up through the ranks, but there's also a sweet twist in this one. Classic cars and drivers. Yep, alongside the usual 2013 lineup, you can take a trip back in time and experience F1 legends from the 80s and 90s. It's all about precision and focus, managing your fuel, tires, and strategy while flying around famous tracks at ridiculous speeds. The gameplay is tight, and if you don't nail those corners just right, you're going to feel it. One of the standout features in F1 2013 is the Classic mode, where you can hop into vintage F1 cars and race legendary drivers like Ayrton Senna. The vintage cars handle completely differently from the modern machines, giving you a fresh challenge and a great sense of nostalgia. Whether you're tackling a rainy Monaco Grand Prix or battling it out on a sunny day at Silverstone, F1 2013 makes you feel like a real F1 driver, right down to the smallest details. Gran Turismo 6, 2013. This game is the ultimate treat for gearheads and racing fans who want a deep, realistic experience on the PS3. This game is all about precision, speed, and collecting the most incredible cars on the planet. With over 200 vehicles, from everyday rides to supercars and classic racers, the variety alone is enough to keep you busy for months. The gameplay is super tight, with a focus on realistic physics and driving mechanics that make each car feel unique. You'll need to master everything from proper braking to cornering, and even the impact of weather on your handling. Gran Turismo 6 isn't just a race, it's a learning experience for anyone who loves the details of driving. What sets this game apart is the sheer attention to detail in everything from the cars to the tracks. The addition of real-time weather effects and a dynamic day-night cycle makes races feel more immersive, especially on iconic tracks like Nürburgring and Silverstone. Plus, the customization options allow you to tweak your car's performance to suit your style, whether you're aiming for pure speed or smooth handling. Gran Turismo 6 is a must-play for anyone who wants to experience the art of racing at its finest. Wipeout HD, 2008. This one is a lightning-fast, futuristic racer that feels more like you're piloting a spaceship than a car. Set in the distant future, this game throws you into high-speed, anti-gravity racing across some of the most eye-popping tracks you'll ever see. You'll spend most of your time zipping through tracks at insane speeds, dodging obstacles, and using power-ups to knock out your rivals. The controls are tight, and the feeling of speed is unmatched. One wrong move, and you're careening off the track in a blaze of neon lights. What really makes Wipeout HD stand out is the combination of its sleek, futuristic design and blisteringly fast gameplay. The tracks are beautifully designed with a techno soundtrack that keeps your adrenaline pumping. And let's not forget the combat element. Yes, you're racing, but you've also got weapons at your disposal to make sure your opponents don't stand a chance. Whether you're flying solo in the campaign or going head-to-head in multiplayer, Wipeout HD is a thrilling experience that'll leave your heart racing long after the checkered flag. Need for Speed Underground 2, 2004. Street racing at its finest. Need for Speed Underground 2 lets you live out your fast and furious fantasies in a sprawling open-world city. You know, just the classic underground racing scene, where your goal is to become the ultimate street racing champ. The gameplay revolves around fast, arcade-style races through city streets with plenty of shortcuts and hidden areas to explore. The real kicker, though, is the car customization. You can deck out your ride with a ridiculous number of mods, from spoilers and rims to neon lights and custom vinyls. Every race earns you cash to trick out your car even more, and it's insanely fun to see how far you can push your vehicle's looks and performance. What makes Underground 2 one of a kind is the freedom it offers. The city is yours to explore, and there's no shortage of races, drag events, or drift challenges to take on. Plus, the game introduced the concept of outrun races, where you can challenge rivals in real time by pulling up next to them and hitting the gas. The atmosphere, the customization, and the high-octane racing make this game a fan favorite, and it's still one of the most beloved entries in the Need for Speed series. Race Driver Grid 2008. Those who want their racing with a little more grit and realism but without going full simulation, then this one's for you. There's a loose career mode where you're building up your racing team, but the real fun is on the track. The gameplay strikes a balance between arcade and sim racing, so it's easy to pick up but still offers enough depth for those who want a challenge. You'll race everything from muscle cars to open-wheel racers across a variety of real-world locations, with each race feeling distinct and intense. The standout feature here is the flashback mechanic, which lets you rewind time after a crash or mistake, giving you a second chance to correct your errors, something every racer wishes they had in real life. What sets Grid apart is how it combines a cinematic feel with tight, realistic racing. The crashes are brutal and satisfying, and the AI drivers are aggressive enough to keep you on your toes. Whether you're racing through the streets of San Francisco or tearing up European circuits, Race Driver Grid delivers high-stakes racing. Shift 2 Unleashed 2011. If you're looking for something that straddles the line between arcade and sim racing, Shift 2 Unleashed has you covered. Unlike the usual Need for Speed titles that focus on street racing and cop chases, Shift 2 is all about that hardcore racing experience, but with just enough arcade-style action to keep things exciting. The gameplay centers around precise driving mechanics, where mastering the art of cornering and braking can mean the difference between victory and a crash into the guardrail. The game also offers a first-person helmet cam that gives you an up-close, intense view of the action, making every race feel more immersive. One of the coolest things about Shift 2 is the tuning system, allowing you to tweak and adjust your car to suit your driving style. Whether you're sliding around corners in a drift or speeding down straightaways, the game delivers an authentic, adrenaline-pumping experience that keeps you coming back for more. Colin McRae Dirt 2 2009. Off-road racing gets taken to the next level in Colin McRae Dirt 2, where mud, grit, and adrenaline are the name of the game. Just jump in, pick your favorite rally car, and hit the most challenging dirt tracks the world has to offer. The gameplay is all about off-road racing across diverse environments like desert dunes, muddy forests, and rocky mountain trails. The controls are tight, and you'll need to master drifting and precise handling to navigate the tricky terrain. What makes Dirt 2 so special is its presentation. It's got a fun, festival vibe with rock music and commentary that really pumps you up before each race. The visuals are stunning for a PS3 game, especially the environmental effects like dust clouds and water splashes, which really immerse you in the action. Dirt 2 also features a stellar multiplayer mode where you can compete against friends in various off-road events. It's a must-play for anyone who loves rally racing or just wants to tear up some dirt in style. Grid 2 2013. Don't you just love a game that takes everything that was great about its predecessor and amps it up with even more style and speed? That is Grid 2 for you. There's a loose narrative about you building your own racing team and competing in events around the globe, but the real star here is the gameplay. The handling strikes that perfect balance between arcade and realism, making it approachable but still challenging for seasoned racers. The tracks are set in real-world locations, from the streets of Paris to the winding roads of California, and each race feels cinematic in its execution. One of the standout features of Grid 2 is the True Feel handling system, which gives every car its own unique feel without leaning too heavily into simulation territory. The AI drivers are aggressive, making every race a battle, and the crashes are brutal. Cars flip, spin, and crumple in spectacular fashion. Whether you're battling it out in a street race or tearing up the track in an open-wheel car, Grid 2 delivers fast, fun, and intense racing that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Mod Nation Racers, 2010. How about taking the classic kart racing formula and cranking it up with tons of customization? That's what this game does, and the fun comes from designing your own tracks, characters, and karts. The gameplay is fast-paced, chaotic, and all about drifting, boosting, and using power-ups to knock your opponents off the track. Think Mario Kart, but with way more control over how everything looks and plays. You can create your own characters with wacky designs and outfits, then build a kart to match their personality. The driving mechanics are smooth, and the focus is definitely on fun over realism, with crazy stunts and power-ups keeping each race unpredictable. But the real magic of Mod Nation Racers lies in the track editor, where you can let your creativity run wild. You can build custom tracks from scratch, adding loops, jumps, and hazards, then race on them solo or with friends. The community aspect is huge here too. You can share your creations online and download tracks made by other players, keeping the game fresh and exciting. Whether you're racing through a pre-made track or one you've created yourself, Mod Nation Racers offers endless fun with its blend of kart racing mayhem and customization.
You just couldn't leave good enough alone, could you? Show's over.
Need for Speed, Carbon, 2006. This game takes you back to the underground street racing scene, but this time with a new twist, team-based racing and canyon duels. There's a loose story about returning to your old racing turf, but the real highlight is building a crew and taking down rival territories through intense street races. The gameplay is a mix of high-speed city races and dangerous canyon runs, where one wrong move can send you flying off the edge. You can recruit teammates with special abilities like blocking opponents or finding shortcuts, which adds a strategic element to each race. What makes Carbon stand out is the variety of race types: standard street races, drift events, and the heart-pounding canyon duels where you chase a rival down narrow mountain roads. The customization options are still as deep as ever, letting you tweak your car's performance and appearance to suit your style. Carbon also introduces the Auto Sculpt feature, which allows you to shape your car's body parts for more personalized designs. With its mix of team dynamics, thrilling canyon races, and classic street racing action, Need for Speed, Carbon delivers a unique take on the NFS formula that keeps things fresh and exciting. Little Big Planet Karting, 2012. This next game brings the charm and creativity of Little Big Planet into the world of kart racing. There's no complex story to follow, but that's not what this game is about. You race as Sackboy and other customizable characters through whimsical, imaginative tracks that you can either race on or create yourself. The gameplay is classic kart racing fun, drifting, boosting, and firing off quirky weapons to take out your competition. The real standout here is the emphasis on creativity. Just like in Little Big Planet, you can design your own tracks, karts, and characters using the game's powerful creation tools. The track editor lets you go wild, building anything from simple circuits to crazy obstacle-filled courses. On top of that, the game offers tons of pre-made tracks to race on, each with its own unique theme and set of challenges. Little Big Planet Karting also shines in multiplayer, where you can race against friends or tackle community-made tracks that push the boundaries of what kart racing can be. The sheer variety of customization options and the creativity of the community make this game stand out from other kart racers. If you're looking for a fun, family-friendly kart racer that lets your imagination run wild, this is the one. Ridge Racer 7, 2006. Next up, we have a game that is all about high-speed, drift-heavy racing that feels like a blast from the arcade past. The gameplay focuses heavily on drifting around corners at ridiculous speeds, with the goal of chaining together drifts to maintain momentum and boost your way to victory. The cars handle like a dream, especially when you get the hang of the game's signature drifting mechanics. One of the coolest features of Ridge Racer 7 is its customization options. You can tweak your car's performance to suit your playstyle, whether you want more speed or better handling. The game also looks fantastic for its time, with bright, futuristic visuals that make every race feel fast and exciting. The nitrous boost system adds another layer of strategy, as you have to manage your boost carefully to gain an advantage. The online multiplayer mode was also a highlight when the game first launched, letting you race against other players in adrenaline-pumping matches. If you love arcade-style racers that prioritize speed and style, Ridge Racer 7 is a must-play on the PS3. Need for Speed Pro Street 2007. Need for Speed Pro Street takes a break from the underground street racing scene and shifts the focus to legal, organized racing events. While there's a bit of a storyline about proving yourself as the best racer on the circuit, the main draw here is the intense, high-stakes racing action. The gameplay is more simulation-based than other Need for Speed titles, with an emphasis on precision and control as you race in drag, drift, and circuit events. The damage system in Pro Street is a real game changer. Crash your car too hard, and it'll affect your performance in the race. What sets Pro Street apart is its attention to detail in both the car physics and the event atmosphere. You can feel the difference in handling between different types of cars, and the drag races in particular require perfect timing to get off the line quickly. The customization options are still here, letting you fine-tune your car's performance to dominate different types of events. If you're a fan of more structured, event-based racing with a focus on realism, Need for Speed Pro Street offers a fresh take on the franchise that's worth checking out. Sega Rally Revo 2007. This one sure brings back the classic arcade feel of rally racing. There's no deep plot to worry about, just jump in, pick a car, and race through some of the most dynamic off-road environments ever seen. The gameplay is all about high-speed rally action, with a focus on mastering the rough terrain of dirt, snow, and gravel tracks. The controls are easy to pick up, but the game still offers enough depth for those looking to master the art of rally racing. What makes Sega Rally Revo stand out is its terrain deformation feature. As you race, the tracks change in real time, with every tire mark and skid leaving its mark on the course. This means that the way the track feels on the first lap is completely different by the time you hit lap 3, forcing you to constantly adapt your driving style. The game's visuals are stunning, especially the environmental effects, and the sense of speed is incredible. Whether you're sliding through muddy jungle trails or kicking up snow on a frozen mountain pass, Sega Rally Revo delivers an exhilarating off-road racing experience that feels both nostalgic and fresh. Juice 2 Hot Import Nights 2007. Who isn't a fan of bringing the glitz and glamour of the underground racing with a focus on style, speed, and even customization? There's a bit of a story about climbing the ranks of the racing world, but the real focus here is on building the ultimate car and dominating the competition in drift and circuit events. The gameplay is a mix of arcade-style racing and drifting, with an emphasis on pulling off stylish moves to earn points and boost your standing. What makes Juice 2 stand out is its deep customization options. You can tweak nearly every aspect of your car, from the engine to the paint job, and show it off in events that feel more like a party than a race. The drift mechanics are smooth and satisfying, making it easy to chain together drifts and rack up huge scores. The game's visual style is flashy and vibrant, perfectly capturing the high-energy vibe of the Hot Import Nights events. Whether you're into drifting, customization, or just fast-paced racing action, Juice 2 offers a fun and stylish experience that sets it apart from other racers. Burnout Dominator 2007. This one strips back some of the open-world elements of Burnout Paradise and goes back to the series' roots. Pure, high-speed, crash-heavy racing. The gameplay is all about driving as fast as possible while weaving through traffic, taking out opponents, and racking up points for near misses and crashes. The burnout meter returns, letting you build up boost by driving dangerously and chaining together drifts, jumps, and takedowns. One of the standout features of Burnout Dominator is the focus on Maniac mode, where you're rewarded for driving like a complete lunatic. The more risky moves you pull off, the more points you score. The crashes are as satisfying as ever, with slow-motion replays that let you watch your car crumple into a twisted heap of metal. If you're a fan of arcade-style racing with a focus on speed and destruction, Burnout Dominator is a must-play for anyone who loves the thrill of the Formula One Championship Edition 2007. This is the ultimate game for F1 fans looking for a realistic racing experience on the PS3. You get behind the wheel of a Formula One car and compete on some of the world's most famous tracks. The gameplay is all about precision and control, with each car handling like a finely tuned machine. The dynamic weather system adds an extra layer of challenge, as rain can drastically affect your race strategy and handling. What sets Formula One Championship Edition apart is the attention to detail. Every car, track, and driver is meticulously recreated, giving you the most authentic F1 experience possible. The game also features an immersive career mode, where you can work your way up from rookie to F1 champion. The AI drivers are aggressive and will fight you for every position, making each race feel intense and competitive. Whether you're a die-hard F1 fan or just love realistic racing games, Formula One Championship Edition delivers a deep and satisfying racing experience.
Stuntman Ignition.
Stuntman Ignition 2007. This game here is all about pulling off insane stunts in a variety of Hollywood-style movie scenes. You play as a stunt driver looking to make a name for yourself in the film industry. The gameplay revolves around completing different stunts, like high-speed chases, massive jumps, and dramatic crashes, all while trying to hit the director's cues perfectly. What makes Stuntman Ignition so unique is its focus on precision and timing. You've got to nail each stunt exactly as scripted, or you'll be hearing "cut" more often than you'd like. The environments are packed with explosions, collapsing buildings, and all kinds of action movie mayhem, giving every mission a larger-than-life feel. The standout feature is how the game blends stunt driving with puzzle-like elements. Figuring out how to pull off each sequence smoothly is just as rewarding as landing the big jumps. Stuntman Ignition is a wild ride that's perfect for anyone who's ever wanted to feel like a stunt driver on a big-budget movie set. Supercar Challenge 2009. If you're a fan of high-performance supercars and challenging tracks, Supercar Challenge is right up your alley. There's no over-the-top plot, just you, some of the fastest cars in the world, and a bunch of tricky circuits designed to test your skills. The gameplay leans more towards simulation, so you'll need to master every aspect of driving, from braking at the right moment to perfecting your cornering technique. The handling feels realistic, making every race feel like you're controlling a real supercar. One of the coolest things about Supercar Challenge is its variety of iconic cars, from Ferraris to Lamborghinis, each with its own distinct feel. The tracks are just as diverse, featuring real-world circuits and fictional tracks that offer a mix of high-speed straights and technical corners. The standout feature here is the AI. It's challenging but fair, pushing you to improve with each race. Supercar Challenge offers a deep and rewarding experience for anyone who loves the thrill of racing supercars and mastering realistic driving mechanics. Fuel 2009. Our next game is an open-world racer with a massive map that covers over 5,000 square miles of post-apocalyptic landscapes. The gameplay is all about freedom. Whether you're racing through dense forests, dry deserts, or snow-covered mountains, there's always something new to see. The game offers a mix of off-road racing, where you can jump into cars, bikes, and trucks to take on various challenges scattered across the map. What sets Fuel apart is its open-world approach, which was groundbreaking for its time. You're not confined to a track, so you can carve your own path through the wilderness, making each race feel different depending on the route you take. The dynamic weather system adds even more variety, with thunderstorms, tornadoes, and blizzards impacting your visibility and vehicle handling. The sheer scale of the map and the freedom to explore make Fuel a unique experience in the racing genre, offering endless hours of exploration and off-road excitement. Baja Edge of Control 2008. For fans of off-road racing, Baja Edge of Control delivers some of the most rugged and realistic terrain you'll ever drive on. The gameplay is all about endurance and skill as you take on long, grueling races that can last for hours. You'll need to manage your vehicle carefully, keeping an eye on your tires, suspension, and engine temperature, especially during the massive Baja 1000 races that test your endurance to the max. What makes Baja Edge of Control stand out is its realistic physics and vehicle handling. You really feel the weight of the terrain under your tires as you bounce over rocks and slide through sand. The game also includes a repair system, where you'll have to pit or fix your vehicle on the fly during longer races. Baja Baja Edge of Control isn't for the faint of heart, but for anyone who loves the challenge of off-road racing, it offers a deep and rewarding experience that'll keep you hooked for hours. Dirt Showdown 2012. This is the wild, stunt-filled cousin of the Dirt series, offering a more arcade-like experience compared to its rally-focused predecessors, just non-stop action as you take on a variety of events, from demolition derbies to hoonigan-style stunt challenges. The gameplay is all about high-speed racing mixed with brutal crashes and over-the-top stunts. You'll be smashing into other cars, performing flips, and causing as much destruction as possible to rack up points. What really makes Dirt Showdown stand out is its emphasis on fun, chaotic gameplay. The demolition derby events are a blast, where the goal is to wreck as many cars as possible, while the stunt challenges let you show off your trick skills in arenas filled with ramps and obstacles. The game also features a party mode for multiplayer, where you and your friends can compete in a series of wacky challenges. If you're looking for a racing game that's all about having fun and causing mayhem, Dirt Showdown delivers in spades.
The world's #1 off-road racing brand returns. MX vs. ATV.
MX vs. ATV Untamed 2007. Next up, we have MX vs. ATV Untamed, which brings the thrill of motocross and off-road racing to the PS3, letting you take control of both motorcycles and ATVs as you race across a variety of rough terrains. You can compete in traditional races, freestyle events, and even open-world exploration challenges. The controls are easy to pick up, but there's enough depth here to keep you engaged, especially when it comes to nailing those tricky landings after a big jump. The standout feature of MX vs. ATV Untamed is the variety of vehicles and tracks. You can switch between MX bikes, ATVs, buggies, and even trucks, each offering a different driving experience. The freestyle mode is a ton of fun, letting you perform flips, spins, and other crazy stunts to rack up points. Whether you're tearing through the dirt or flying through the air, MX vs. ATV Untamed offers a fun and frantic off-road racing experience that's hard to put down. Full Auto 2 Battlelines 2007. If you're looking for a racing game that's more about destruction than speed, Full Auto 2 Battlelines is your ticket to pure vehicular mayhem. There's no plot here, just a simple premise: race, shoot, and destroy everything in your path. The gameplay is a mix of fast-paced racing and combat, where you'll outfit your car with a variety of weapons and gadgets to take down your opponents. You can blow up buildings, cause massive explosions, and turn every race into a battlefield. What makes Full Auto 2 stand out is the amount of chaos you can cause. The tracks are filled with destructible environments, and every race feels like a war zone. The game also features a rewind mechanic, letting you undo mistakes and retry sections of the race, which comes in handy when things get out of hand. The multiplayer mode is where Full Auto 2 really shines, letting you and your friends go head-to-head in explosive races that are as much about survival as they are about finishing first. If you love racing games with a twist of destruction, Full Auto 2 delivers non-stop action. Calling All Cars 2007. This lighthearted arcade-style racer is more about fun than finesse, just a bunch of wacky, cartoony cars racing around trying to catch criminals and score points. The gameplay is fast and chaotic, with simple controls that make it easy for anyone to pick up and play. The goal is to catch a criminal and bring them to the drop-off point, all while your opponents try to ram you, steal your catch, or beat you to the goal. What sets Calling All Cars apart is its frantic multiplayer mode, which is where the game really shines. You and your friends will be laughing and yelling as you try to outsmart each other and grab the win. The art style is colorful and fun, and the tracks are filled with ramps, jumps, and other obstacles that keep the action fast-paced and unpredictable. Calling All Cars is the perfect game for a quick, fun multiplayer session where you can just kick back and enjoy some goofy arcade racing action.
And when to stop.
Wheelman 2009. Are you ready to step into the shoes of Vin Diesel's character Milo Burick? Who is he? A kick-ass driver for hire who gets tangled up in a web of crime and high-speed chases in Barcelona. Wheelman is a mix of driving and action, with a focus on cinematic car chases and explosive stunts. The gameplay is fast-paced and over-the-top, with Milo using his car as a weapon to take down enemies, perform insane jumps, and navigate the city's tight streets. One of the standout features is the Cyclone move, where you can spin your car 180 degrees and shoot enemies in slow motion, making you feel like a total action hero. The driving mechanics are smooth, and the game offers plenty of variety with different vehicles and chase scenarios. The story is pretty straightforward, but it's the action-packed gameplay and Vin Diesel's larger-than-life presence that make Wheelman a fun, adrenaline-fueled ride. Whether you're smashing through barricades or performing death-defying stunts, Wheelman delivers high-octane action that fans of arcade-style racers will love. Need for Speed The Run, 2011. NFS. The Run takes the NFS formula and mixes it up with a cross-country race filled with high-stakes drama. You're not just racing for fun here, you're racing for your life. The plot puts you in the shoes of Jack, a guy who owes money to the wrong people, and the only way out is to win a coast-to-coast race from San Francisco to New York. The gameplay focuses on high-speed chases, insane street races, and avoiding the law as you blaze through cities, deserts, and snowy mountains. What really sets The Run apart is the narrative-driven gameplay, where you're constantly on the move and racing through new environments every time. You're not just looping tracks, you're on a journey, and every new section brings new challenges. The QTE, quick time events, during cutscenes also add a bit of cinematic flair, though they're not everyone's favorite. If you're looking for a racing game with a little more story than the usual Need for Speed fare, The Run is a thrilling ride that breaks the mold in an exciting way. Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars, 2008. Before Rocket League became a massive hit, there was Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars, a game that gave us the first taste of car soccer madness. Just you, a rocket-powered car, and a giant soccer ball waiting to be smashed into the goal. The gameplay is fast-paced and chaotic, with a focus on driving, boosting, and performing aerial stunts to outmaneuver your opponents and score points. The cars handle smoothly, making it easy to pull off insane mid-air flips and tricks as you battle for control of the ball. What really makes this game stand out is its combination of soccer strategy and vehicular mayhem. You've got to time your boosts perfectly to launch yourself at the ball, all while dodging and bumping into your opponents. Whether you're playing solo or diving into the multiplayer mode, Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars delivers a unique, addictive experience that laid the foundation for what would become Rocket League. It's pure, unadulterated fun and a must-play for fans of arcade-style sports games with a twist. Fatal Inertia, 2007. This futuristic racer from 2007 feels like a mix between Wipeout and Mario Kart, with high-speed hovercrafts zooming through treacherous environments while using weapons to take down the competition. The gameplay is fast, with tracks filled with obstacles, jumps, and opportunities to boost your way to victory. You'll be using weapons like magnets and rockets to slow down or destroy your opponents, adding a layer of strategy to the high-speed action. One of the unique elements of Fatal Inertia is the environments. Races take place in lush forests, icy canyons, and even inside active volcanoes. The hovercrafts handle smoothly, but you'll need sharp reflexes to navigate the ever-changing courses. The game also offers a variety of modes, from standard races to time trials and combat events, keeping the gameplay fresh. If you're a fan of futuristic racers with a bit of combat thrown in, Fatal Inertia is a fun, underrated gem worth checking out on the PS3. DeathTrak Resurrection, 2009. Alright, now we have a game that is all about chaos on wheels. DeathTrak Resurrection combines high-speed racing with brutal vehicular combat. Set in a post-apocalyptic future, the game has you competing in deadly races where not only speed but survival is key. The plot centers on a new breed of motor racing that's as much about destruction as it is about crossing the finish line first. The gameplay focuses on racing through futuristic dystopian cities while blowing up your opponents with a wide variety of weapons. You'll be dodging bullets, mines, and missiles while trying to outpace the competition, making every race feel like a desperate struggle for survival. One of the game's standout features is the ability to upgrade your vehicle with better weapons, armor, and engines, allowing you to customize your car to suit your playstyle. The environments are gritty and intense with plenty of destructible elements to add to the chaos. If you're into racing games with a heavy emphasis on combat and mayhem, DeathTrak Resurrection delivers non-stop action and explosive fun. Wrecked Revenge Revisited 2012. And lastly, we have Wrecked Revenge Revisited, which is a fast, frantic, top-down racer that's all about blowing up your opponents and crossing the finish line in one piece. The gameplay is all about high-speed action and strategic use of weapons. You'll have access to missiles, mines, and other gadgets to help you take out your rivals as you speed through a variety of tracks. The controls are tight, and the game has that perfect balance between racing skill and combat strategy. What sets Wrecked apart is its multiplayer mode, where you and your friends can go head-to-head in chaotic races that often devolve into all-out warfare. The game also features a variety of challenges and stunt modes to keep things interesting, giving you more than just standard races to play with. If you're looking for a quick, action-packed racing game with plenty of explosions and a fun multiplayer experience, Wrecked Revenge Revisited is the perfect way to cap off this list. MotorStorm Apocalypse 2011. This one takes the off-road chaos of the MotorStorm series and throws it into a crumbling, post-apocalyptic urban environment where the world around you is literally falling apart as you race. It's all about surviving insane races through a city that's being torn to pieces by earthquakes, tornadoes, and explosions. You will race through collapsing buildings, across shattered bridges, and even through tunnels that are flooding in real time. The gameplay is as fast and furious as ever, with all the same crazy vehicle types, motorbikes, buggies, monster trucks, and more, each offering different advantages depending on the track and the disaster you're racing through. What makes MotorStorm Apocalypse stand out is its dynamic environments. The track you're on is constantly changing as the city crumbles, so you've got to think on your feet and adapt to the destruction happening all around you. One moment you're racing on solid ground and the next the road's collapsing and you are airborne. The multiplayer is just as chaotic, allowing up to 16 players to compete in these ever-changing environments, making each race feel like a true fight for survival. If you're a fan of high-octane, adrenaline-pumping racing games that keep you on the edge of your seat, MotorStorm Apocalypse delivers thrills like no other. NASCAR Unleashed 2011. And lastly, we have NASCAR Unleashed, which breaks away from the traditional simulation style of NASCAR games and instead delivers an arcade-style, high-speed racing experience that's all about fun. You won't be worrying about pit stops or tire wear here. Instead, you'll be smashing through barriers, jumping off ramps, and racing across a variety of wild, over-the-top tracks that take NASCAR out of the oval and into the craziness. The gameplay is fast, accessible, and focuses on big, exaggerated moments. You can expect to see NASCAR's iconic cars, but this time they're zipping through cities, beach resorts, and even volcanoes. It's all about speed and power-ups, with boost mechanics to help you blaze past your competition, as well as obstacles and shortcuts that keep every race unpredictable. NASCAR Unleashed is perfect for casual players who want the thrill of NASCAR without the complexities of a full sim. The standout feature is the fun, accessible nature of the game. You can jump right into the action and start racing without any need for deep strategy. The game also includes a solid multiplayer mode, where you can challenge friends to chaotic, fast-paced races that are more about smashing into each other than perfecting your lap times. If you're looking for a laid-back, fun take on NASCAR, NASCAR Unleashed is an entertaining, arcade-style racer that keeps the action light and enjoyable. And there you have it, folks, the top 50 racing games for PS3 that absolutely deserve a spot in your collection. From arcade classics to realistic simulations, this list was all about giving you a taste of the PS3's diverse lineup of racing games. Whether you were all about drifting through city streets in Need for Speed, Carbon, pulling off crazy stunts in Pure, or dodging explosions in Split Second, the PS3 era had something special for every kind of racing fan. It's not just about who crossed the finish line first, it's about the crazy crashes, the near misses, the late night sessions with friends, and the pure joy of speed. These games not only delivered heart-pounding action, but they also let you build and customize your dream rides, take on impossible tracks, and push your driving skills to the limit. Even if you've mastered every corner and beaten every opponent, there's something here that will remind you why racing games hold such a special place in the hearts of gamers. So whether you're dusting off that old PS3 or just strolling down memory lane, these games are the perfect excuse to hit the gas one more time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a race to win. See you at the finish line.